because you will be introduced to Agony, who's my friend, and will soon be the controller of this mine.
I will wait here until you take control of this mine, while your tricks have freed the... I do not think... I shall wait to see the outcome of this coming conflict.
Interesting. Have you seen Sneen?
Who?
Snern? Snern?
Swoosh.
It's not swoosh.
No swoosh.
Snern. Have you seen old Snern?
Outsnan is hard to miss. Oldest kobold you have likely seen, laid eyes on. He is a water carrier. They let him live because he is old. His days are numbered.
Are you on good terms with him?
He is not of our tribe. He is... I don't know what tribe he is. So old that he may be of tribe of many.
I would argue that you might not be of your own tribe. He's kind of looking at the... He's pointing... Like he's flapping his wings a little bit.
No, I am not. You mock me?
No. Just stating facts.
No.
You seem to be going out of your way to protect those who harmed you and leave you here to die.
Not here to die. I just have to survive. And then they'll let me out.
Will they grow your wings back?
Are you going to grow my wings back?
I could.
He says the equivalent of bullshit in Draconic, which is probably bullshit.
It's probably bullshit. Mammalian turds!
Mammalian turds.
It'll take some time, and if you're on good terms with my pixie friend...
Pixies? They have all left here.
She looks at the giant gaping mine hole.
Yep.
They strip mining the shit out of this place. You can understand why. I don't think you'd blame them.
No, Faye left Macloctan long ago.
Part of the retreat. I'm interested in the history of this
They are
region.
afraid of kobolds.
Well, what better...
We make good Fae traps for little things with wings.
You wouldn't happen to have any traps designed for a 6-inch tall kleptomaniac, would you?
Of course we do.
Hey, no.
Kobolds are great at trap making.
All right, Swoopish. I do implore you to take in what you see in the coming hours. Good day.
Nods.
The bat will nod.
His eyes you fly off or wherever you're heading to.
From where I am, do I can I see the all these kobolds working? I see how they're kind of dressed. Do I see any of the winged kobold, like the Urds that have their?
You do see a few Urds flying around. They seem to be scouting or at least circling over the camp.
And do I see any non-kobolds?
No, but you do see distinctions. Now, these aren't where they all are, but you see some distinctions between kobolds.
I'm assuming they're just...
There are ash scale scavengers, which are wearing protective gear that are likely from a number of different tribes. There are a bunch of kobolds that don't have the protective gear that seem to be faring much worse, but that are being worked. Overseeing a lot of this, it looks like almost like a military group of red-scaled kobolds
Mm-hmm.
that look like they're inches taller and stronger than the others. They seem to be walking around without any protective gear, and some of their number might even have smidges of red dragon blood. You've got kobold priests of Tiamat that are barking and kind of proselytizing the faith of the chromatic ascendancy and the greatness of Tiamat. You've got these barkers being guarded by perhaps elite kobold warriors. And then you have occasionally a winged kobold flying around, visiting some of the war bands or flying to and fro. There's a few of them that look like they're just patrolling above, maybe assessing progress or delivering messages or just keeping an eye out. Give me a perception check, Sonny,
Okay.
as you're flying deeper into the...
Temple of Doom. Kalena.
Did you watch that recently or something?
The new Indiana Jones movie's coming out, so I might have been watching some old Indiana Jones. 37.
I
Okay,
got news for you. You're going to be watching old Indiana Jones again.
I like them.
you do notice that there's a group of kobold priests, as well as a duo of human-looking dragon cultists
Aha.
that are walking around with this strange golem that looks like it's leaking lava.
The pot-bellied fist golem.
Its podbelly is open, and it looks like a bunch of kobolds have been gathered to watch one of the to-be punished kobolds be thrust into the furnace, screaming. The red-scaled kobolds are all chanting "Furnace Face"
Furnace face.
in Draconic. The other kobolds look very, very frightened and kind of browbeaten.
I'm going to roll my knowledge check, and I want to make this succeed, because otherwise I'm going to do things that are going to not go with the plan, because I should not be here. I'm the wrong person for this whole... They're kicking puppies! Stop it! These are my puppies! Stop kicking them! Yeah, they're sentient beings, but they're kind of like puppy dogs. 39.
On what is a furnace face?
Oh, what is the furnace face?
A furnace face is a furnace golem. They are
Cool.
fire-breathing, very warm, about the strength of iron golems.
Okay. I think
They on their own basically grab you and pull you into their furnace.
that's not very good.
This one seems to be perhaps because of Volcanica, perhaps because of the proximity of Amalgamons and all the lava. It seems to be infused in some way with like extra heat.
So I have disable construct, which I think is just hold person for a construct.
I think you're right.
And
That being said, I don't think constructs have really awesome will saves.
but I have to touch it, and I don't want to touch it.
Oh, that's a bad...
You see that the punishment is over, the kobolds are dismissed, and there's a group of honor guard, a kobold barker, the two cultists, and Furnace Face seem to be walking back to wherever they came from.
All right, we're coming. I'm flying back, and I've got the stories to tell. And Slake is going to make such a good Furnace Face 2.0. He's going to stick you in his belly, be all mad about being illusioned. Or maybe just a golem would be normal. Everyone, listen to me. They're doing horrible things.
Oh, Sunny, you fly back to your group? Okay.
Yes, they're doing horrible, horrible things.
I lost
Well,
track on this
yes,
map,
Sonny,
the little bat.
We know that.
Oh, there he is.
I have no idea. I'd just be like boxing the whole map. No. So they've got there are several human cultists there wearing their masks and traditional garb. There's a very large furnace golem that's very fiery that they're using to torture kobolds with, and then many winged kobolds with their garb. And then I met a lovely little man named Swoosh, who I don't... Swoofish? Kobold names are kind of eccentric. That really wants his wings back.
Let us be clear. We are not spending the money to regenerate a kobold's wings.
Well, I could do that later.
On your own time, sure.
Maybe Dee Dee will do it for me.
What are we tuning into?
Oh, you probably do pretty well looking like yourself. Winged Urds are reasonable. Golems are reasonable. They do have golems there. I need to find some way to make that less loud because it makes my head explode. As well the normal kobolds, and then humans with cult masks. These are all things that I saw.
All right. Agony will stay looking the same. He won't cast the spell on Cog and Slake. He'll just leave them as is. Who wants to be an Erd? Who's going to be flying?
Barnabus is going to be flying.
Okay, Barnabus, you appear like an Erd. I'm going to put that just up by your name.
Yeah.
Turd. As apologies, that was the boy.
A bird.
A bird, which is the word.
Which is the word. Sunny, he'll make into a little Erd.
Okay, Sunny can be an Erd. And I'll make a little note. Erd. Brenos can be either a human or...
Did Ahmed just drop? Or?
Ahmed's not feeling well.
He's not
okay.
feeling well. He's ill. Whatever, it's fine. Widget is going to abstain, or no? Widget will be an Erd. He'll make himself visible to see this solution.
Okay.
I think Quintessa will be an Erd as well, as she will also be flying.
What about the rest of you?
Oh. What are my options again?
Yeah, I'll be here. Thorgrim is Scottish. I'll be a nerd. Just not rock the boat.
Well, Urds are funny. I think it would be kind of funny for like a kobold to be, you know, absolutely spanking them.
You wanted what?
Not a human, that's for sure. Just a kobold. I mean, kobold doesn't really matter.
All right. Agony makes you into a weak-looking kobold.
There we go.
just like scraps of clothing, no gear.
He's got like
And then
a shovel.
Eamon is also an Erd. He'll just follow Barnabas's lead.
he's
Okay,
gonna
so there's a
follow
bunch of...
Barnabas 'cause he's gonna-
There's a whole bunch of Urds and then one scrawny kobold.
Yep. And a couple of constructs that haven't... Are we just marching in, says Cog.
I think so. We're going to demand to speak to management and tell them they're doing a shit job. then eject them from their management position and put Sneer in charge. Sneer. Snan? The names are very hard to keep track of. They should have proper names.
Well, why don't you just start druidizing them, as you were, and they can have druid names.
Yes. Druid names are very lovely. They're after things that you see around you, things that inspire your being. You would be a hat and nice pants. It's an excellent name.
It is not a nice name.
You all look ridiculous.
Though I will settle for Whiskey Guzzler. He takes a big swig.
Also a good druid name. Widget is going to turn his ass invisible.
Okay.
Alright. What is the DC on your delusion? How good are you at this? Widget's judging.
Widget's judging Agony's illusions. Normal DC is 20, so 26.
26? Alright, you're okay, I guess. I mean,
Okay. The group crawls forward. After about 10 minutes of walking, you reach the crow's cages, and you do see that Swoofish is still inside his crow cage. The others are empty aside from the two bodies. You do see that Swoofish has pushed the dead body out of his cage, and it's just sitting there. His legs kind of swinging out from the cage itself. He sees the group of you approach, and
the little Erd is going to wave at Swoofish.
Okay, Swoofish looks very concerned. He can't stop staring at the group of you.
Okay.
He was going to call out to the other Erds, but he sees Agony in his purple robes and doesn't make a noise. Agony doesn't seem to be very doesn't care about the Erd in the cage, the wingless Erd in the cage. He goes up to the edge and just is looking down upon the works.
Sunny is going to cast
kobolds.
a couple of spells to, make life better. See invisibility, freedom of movement. The things that keep you from being grabbed and thrown into a big furnace monster.
Okay.
I was expecting something different. This is Agony. This is more than a mine.
It's pretty horrible, isn't it?
Or industrious.
That as well. I mean, it really is a point of view thing, I think.
What do you make of this, Barnabus?
Well, I'm sure it's an efficient way to go through all the layers, obviously. Especially if you don't know exactly what you're looking for or where it is.
Barnabus, I guess the dwarves as well. Thogrim remarks,
There is no smelting here. They're definitely not mining for metal.
There's got to be a sorting area.
They're not mining for metal. They're mining for artifacts of a
Artifacts.
fell god and the hatchling of a Tiamat.
That's why I say they must take the ore somewhere to sort through it to see if what they're looking for is there.
okay, you watch for a few moments, and you do see that there are droves of kobolds and maybe this hardy stock of donkey that are gathering up materials and kind of carrying them up out of the ravine. You do see that they're being brought out away from the ravine in several directions, and you can see that there are many piles There is activity closer to the piles, kind of off the map.
Okay. We're going to... I want to speak to Furnace Face. And the cultists. They're not very in charge.
Okay, by the time you got back, you actually don't see Furnace Face anywhere.
Sonny's urging them in the direction where they were before.
Which is really odd, given that Furnace Face was burning so brightly that there was a plume of smoke coming out of him. You're like, where's the plume? Oh, I don't see it anywhere. Weird.
Do keep in mind, in order for this little ruse to succeed, Agony must appear to be in charge.
He's in charge.
Good.
He's had practice doing this before. I'm certain they'll believe it this time.
What am I looking for?
Those who are in charge, who have missing their deadlines.
All right. He begins to move forward, walking down the middle of the road, acting like he totally belongs here.
Imperials love their deadlines. They're always worried about time.
I'm not an Imperial, says Agony.
Well, the cult is kind of Imperial-ish.
It really isn't.
All right, Agony's going to roll a bluff. He's going to get a +6 because of the garb of... No, it'd even be higher. He gets a +6 because of the garb that he's wearing marks him as a wearer of purple, which is one of the highest ranks of the cult in general.
Hey, the Pope's here.
And then... No, just a higher rank. It'd be like Archbishop or something like that. There's multiple
Bishop
of these.
Agony-of-Acid.
And then a subset of those cultists are actually wearing the masks, and they are the true lords of the cult. So
Yeah,
technically, Agony is pretending to be a thing he actually is. But he strides amongst these kobolds like he owns the place. He actually at one point one kobold crossed his path, and he sent the kobold he punted it off the cliff with his lucerne hammer. Kobolds are now spreading, moving out of his way with great panic as Agony is now striding in.
Hopefully that one was an asshole. That's what Sonny's hoping. Last time we did this ruse, I don't think he had ranks in bluff, and now he's Bluff Master Magoo.
He doesn't have full ranks in bluff, but he's going pretty close. He doesn't have.
He's in his element this time.
Yep. He encounters a priest of Tiamat and 2 of the honor guard, as well as nearby. It looks like a war band of the Lavahorn tribe. Funny enough, they're named after the magma dragon, the clan of magma dragons, one of which you killed the day prior.
Oh, great wearer of purple! Your presence is unexpected, but greatly welcome.
And the kobold practically prostrates itself in front of Agony. Where are the leaders here? The kobold cocks his head a little bit.
Brenos, in the quietest voice you've ever heard him say, is that's a trick question. Just
The taskmasters of the cult are this way, wearer of purple. Shall I send a message ahead of you?
No.
Shall we escort you there?
Yes.
Very well.
51 bluff is pretty good to trick this.
I would, your average sentry, you
Yep.
should be good.
The Lavahorn warband ends up kind of falling in around the Urds. The presence of a bunch of Urds isn't questioned. Some of them do look at the scrappily half-dressed kobold that is Brenos. How is Brenos acting?
Brenos is walking along and he's dragging his heavy shovel. Oh so heavy, oh so shovel.
Okay.
He's not a very good actor, but he's trying to act.
Give me a bluff, Brenos. This is to avoid any like actual interactions with the kobolds as you are trying to act your part. You've got an illusion that is running that's pretty potent, and you are actually doing a thing that seems appropriate for the way you look. So plus 6.
All right. 25.
Okay. There is one kobold amongst the group that might be able to break that. 24. The priest, the yapper, they amongst their kind, they're known as holy barkers, as they just yap about the god like incessantly. The barker ends up kind of looking at Brenos.
Who's he?
Beneath your concern is what Agony says, and
Save that kobold's life right there. Because he would have bad-mouthed Brenos and he would have split him in half.
Brenos, who's calling out to the Astarinian right now.
The shit-disturbing god.
Oh, Brenos, the whole hierarchy here, there's definitely a hierarchy of kobolds, of tribe over tribe, these red scale kobolds that can walk around in this harsh terrain in the aftermath of the Great Amalgamons eruption, look like they have usurped control over this place. And then there's the cult and Tiamat, and they're showing great difference to Agony. Yeah,
They just need a little excitement. You know, it's fine. This is awesome.
You are marched deep within the mine works along this high road. You pass by hundreds of kobolds that are either working or trying to gather around to get what little water is being dispensed. There are kobolds bringing in food and bringing out ore. There are those starting their shifts and returning from their shifts. You do cross around this hill to find another, almost like encampment of the Lavahorn Warband. Several other Barkers are there. You can see that the Barkers and their honor guard look like they're guarding a camp that is empty. There are some low rocks that have been chiseled away into benches that surround a burning campfire. It looks like there's some things that are being roasted on a spit. You'd have to be a druid to know what the animal was. Some sort of rock lizard. You can see lots of paths to and fro and a little bit of garbage, but for some reason they just lead you here. Can you describe what senses your characters have right now?
Blind, sense, dark vision, seen visibility.
Okay. Do any of you have arcane sight?
Not currently running.
Nope.
Okay. I know some of you put up permanent spells, maybe?
Oh, wait a sec. I don't know if arcane sight was made. I forgot about those. I don't know if my character got any of them, actually.
Maybe it was the Southern Warband I'm thinking about.
Southern Warband put up a lot of permanent stuff.
Yeah. Maybe a thing the Northern Warband, or the Northern group, the Northern Treasure Hunters might...
We were having a hard time finding diamonds, I think. I think this group is diamond starved. We need a bunch of diamonds for that.
Okay.
The other one used the military, like, no, we need diamonds. We requisition diamonds.
You wait here.
I don't want to wait.
You hesitate here until they come out.
Come out of where?
Magic door.
And you can see a lot of footprints in the dust lead to just an empty space in between two of the stone benches.
Okay, we're going to detect magic on that space.
Okay. The Barker looks like he's trying to make himself very small, like he doesn't want to be punished for not being able to follow the order. Agony's just looking. I don't see it, he says quietly over his shoulder.
Does it show up to detect magic?
Yep, there's definitely magic between the two stone benches. It is glowing. Give me a moment.
Magnificent mansion or whatever it is.
you can give me a spellcraft.
Sure.
You didn't see the spell being cast, so DC 29.
53.
Yeah, you see the extra dimensional doorway with your detect magic of a mage's magnificent mansion. The door is big enough that the really large golem, you think, went inside. Barnabus can see these massive tracks.
I think they're being rude. Do you think they're being rude? You can ask them to come out very politely.
I'm thinking with the magnificent mansion, decide who can get in and out.
Well, dispel magic usually asks everyone to leave very rapidly.
Well, that would do it.
What language are you guys talking in?
We would be talking in a language that I know Agony speaks.
Let's look at Agony, because
Barnabus knows all the languages.
I'll
Imperial Common, Draconic, Ignan, Infernal, Sylvan, Goblin, Dwarven, Elven, Giant.
We'll be speaking in Ignan.
hang on. You might have picked one of the.
If I roll a 1, you're unlucky. Oh.
I thought you were the language guy.
I am, but I said,
I thought you
almost all the languages.
You don't know the elemental languages?
What the hell happened to all my languages? They disappeared off my sheet.
No, they're on there.
Oh, no, they're just moved. Oh, they're there. Okay, that's why. There we are. Ignan. I don't have Ignan.
No.
Oh, I do have Ignan. Yes, I do.
All right.
Because I thought I taught you them.
Yeah, I don't have them all. No.
Agony
Or-
knows Ignan because he grew
Ignan.
up in the Temple of Kozuth.
His
He used to
scripture
worship.
was in Ignan.
Yeah, he used to worship Kozuth, kind of as the religion he was taught to worship. The kobold doesn't. He's trying to strain to understand what you're saying, but the look on his face is confusion. So you guys have found a language. You're chatting,
Okay.
chatting with each other. No one's coming out of the door. Of course, you can't see in with your detect magic. You just see the planar boundary.
Sonny is looking to Barnabus, who said he took charge of this.
Mayhaps.
Brenos has big, doughy, like, cartoon eyes of wanting the dispel magic on the chain gang bosses.
Oh.
And
Great and mighty wearer of purple, do you wish my humble self to bring forth the leaders of this failing mining camp?
Agony whispers in Ignan, "Are we ready? I don't have any spells up."
It doesn't have to be a fight right away, fuck's sake. You got the gear. You're in charge.
Bring them forth, says Agony.
As you wish, oh mighty master.
For lack of knowing what to do next, Agony's like, "Sure, let's force them out." He then clutches his polearm with a readied action. The kobold looks at Agony very suspiciously. He heard you. You were kind of speaking. He failed his saving throw. The veil is still up. There are 2 troops of these kobolds within reach.
Okay.
Come forth, is what he says in Draconic, pointing his polearm at the door.
So 31, so 20th level?
20th level magic?
20th level magic. Oh god, there are people now spilling out of the space. Let me grab some tokens. Definitely Furnace Face is there. And a bunch of cultists, some of which that are falling on the ground like they were sitting and eating or lounging.
Oh, there's more than 2.
A few of the cultists have fallen down. Okay. I've got 4 important people that may or may not have been in the mansion at this time. So let's see. The 2 under cultists. Let's see. If I roll a 1, they weren't in the mansion. If I roll a 2, they were not like active and in a good position, but in the mansion. And if I roll a 3, they were active and wandering around and like are standing when the thing gets dispelled. So one of them was actually sleeping.
My underpants.
This one has a little dragon that was curled up in her lap,
Oh, it's a little booty.
and the other underpriest. Okay, we shall say the 2 of them were sleeping suspiciously close to each other. This one had a little imp. That was quite awake. The leader is standing there angrily. And then the kobold leader of the cult is not there.
All right.
Okay, spilling out of this extra dimensional space are a bunch of human cultists of the chromatic ascendancy. They seem all very, very surprised at what's going on and unawares of what has happened. Is this initiative?
It doesn't have to be.
It may or may not be initiative, although
It kind of depends on what Agony does next.
it depends. Well, it depends on his check too, right?
Yeah.
But it's like there's a whole bunch of dudes in their underpants. It's probably really good. Like getting them before they stand up is probably super effective. Like
So I'll ask again: is it initiative? I'm gonna roll initiative.
I think it might be initiative. I know Mark's got that little sigh in his face. I just
Right, it could go either way. I don't know. It's
yeah. Did I guess Furnace Face was close to the exit most likely? So
Yep. Yeah, he was just standing inside the exit. He didn't fall down or anything like that. So there's Czar, Xantha, and Tula. Cultist, and then I need Furnace Face. Okay.
Taser Face. This is an inanimate object, or it's an animate object actually. It's allowed to have a silly name.
Well, the kobolds might have nicknamed it too. They're
They're tad
silly.
direct. It's a very cool token. Like that is a giant Sonic hands. It looks like a Sonic character. It looks like a Sonic villain from like a really adult
while
Sonic
ago,
game
yeah.
or whatever. You know, Sonic and the Black Knight boss.
Okay, Thogrim's there. All the devils are not here. I'm just doing the initiative sheet. Bearded devils are not there. The Spine troops. The whole party.
Everybody. Everyone. Our milkshake brought all the boys to the yard.
Oh, the kobold troops.
And now it's time to challenge.
All right, Cog. Cog enters a stance and steps forward beside Agony and has a readied action. What are we doing? Brenos.
There was some spell casting. I wonder if they'll notice that the weird old man kobold. Actually, here's the thing. The part that we didn't bank on was the whole, we have a veil spell up, and the chances of everybody in this group failing that wisdom check or that will save is super low. So, with that in mind, Barnabus is going to cast a mythic heroism and ready an attack with his shovel.
And by shovel,
I mean a silver sword that's going to chop you in half.
Okay, Thogrim. Am I summoning the cannon or not?
I think that depends on how well the conversation goes.
Okay, he's got the cannon in hand and a ready to action to bring Howie out.
No fucking idea.
Quintessa.
Contessa will ready a haste spell.
Okay.
She's gonna spend a key point for AC bonus, the insight bonus, and she'll ready a haste spell.
Okay, Widget. What's the trigger for the haste? What do you like?
Like combat starts.
Combat is on. Okay.
Widget sees a whole bunch of humans in a cluster. Widget is going to ready a phantasmal putrefaction.
Cool.
Which makes everybody think their flesh is rotting. I think I can get all the people that fell out of the thing. They can just all think that.
Okay,
so
what's the trigger for your spell?
Any violent action on a violent action from somebody who's not on our side.
Okay, Eamon.
Eamon is. I think now's a decent time to take his mutagen.
Okay, slams down a mutagen. Agony. Resmir is no more. I, Agony-of-Acid, now wear the black mask of Tiamat. And we've come here for an update. Your digging progress is too slow. And we wish to see the spoils of your endeavors. Part of this is not a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Agony, I don't think, is truly bought on to being a cult leader, though. I don't think he sees himself in that light. We're going to roll a bluff anyways.
It's partly not a lie, also means partly a lie.
He wants the group to take the stuff. The lie is he wants the group to take the stuff. It has nothing to do with what Tiamat wants. All right. Agony does have all the proper accoutrement, including an artifact on his face. He gets a 43. Let me see who the... There is one creature that might be able to see through it. Nope. Okay. The kobold barkers, given their proximity and closeness to Furnace Face, and they don't want to be blamed for... Oh, sorry, that was Agony. Barnabus and Slate get to go before the barkers.
Barnabus is just going to ready a Bard Song.
Okay. Bunch of really agitated and nervous looking Urds behind Agony. Looking like there might be a fight. Slake pulls out his tower shield, enters his belay style, and readies to punch a thing.
One of the things about the bluff, you can totally succeed that bluff, and there could still be a fight. He believes you. He wants the power, right? Like he wants the mask. He wants the position.
Zar, Xantha, and Tula kind of spend the round reorienting themselves. Tula and Xantha, who were kind of lying perhaps post-coitus, half-dressed, their equipment all around, are grabbing their gear and trying to cover up. The pseudo-dragon wakes up and is sort of flying around. The homunculus is chattering and pointing towards Agony. You can't understand what it's saying. It seems to be some sort of gibberish language. Zar, who's standing there, points a staff. Who dares dismiss my spell? And he quickens a shield spell and casts. He would have had that cast beginning of the day. He is going to cast See Invisibility.
That is good enough for Quintessa to cast a haste.
Okay.
All right.
Haste spell goes off.
You know what? Digital Phantasmal Putrefaction, everybody, because he's casting battle buffs.
Yeah, he's also flying up. With one of those vests of quick action or whatever.
Wow, he casts some spells.
He starts to move forward, and this
Phantasmal
horrible.
Putrefaction.
What's the area of effect of this?
All creatures in a 30-foot region.
Oh goodness.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, up to 20 creatures in a 30-foot region.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you can get everyone.
Yeah.
Probably not the troop.
No, 30-foot apart. It's it's like a haste.
Oh, I see. Okay,
It's just the humans.
just the humans in the back.
Yep.
Are you getting their familiars?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. What sort of saves do I need to make for this?
Everybody needs to make a will save to disbelieve, and then a fortitude save. This does wisdom damage and causes people to fall asleep.
Oh, wisdom damage. Oh, so much fun for cultists.
Okay, and it's putrefaction. They believe what is happening to them?
Their skin is rotting away, and their bodies are falling apart, and their organs are falling on the floor.
No trauma at all.
This causes sanity damage if you're playing with sanity rules.
Bunch of screaming. All right, let's do all the wizards that are not named. Basically, this group of them.
All right, so this is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
illusion
7, 8.
spell. So the DC is this is the 6th, so that's 30.
Okay, they need 20s to make their saves. One of them made it.
Okay, so he doesn't
This one.
take 2 wisdom damage. Now they have to make fort saves each round or fall asleep. Or pass out from fear.
Just the ones that
Just the ones that failed. Yep.
failed? Okay.
Yep.
I'm melting! I'm just putting the wisdom damage on the tokens.
It's my first time casting this spell since the rebuild, and my DCs went up by like 5.
Fortitude saves or fall asleep.
Yep.
Well, wizards are renowned for the same DC.
Yeah, each round for the next round per level.
I'm melting! And then this whole group falls over.
Yep.
Uh,
They've passed out from fear.
tripping over the robes, their masks falling over the place, spell components and wands landing into the dusty dirt. This one cultist managed to keep it together. She looks like she's going for a wand at her belt. Now Tula and Xantha, the ones that woke up. A rude awakening as their bed disappeared and the extra dimensional space around it. Failed their saves.
Okay, now, so they take the 2 wisdom damage. Which will help for follow-up illusions.
Yeah, for sure. -1. And then they need to make their 4th saves.
Yep.
DC 30?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. 2 at 1d20 plus
Oh, natural 20. Made it.
Tula failed,
Okay.
but Xantha made it.
Okay. Each round they're gonna have to make that save again or fall asleep.
And then the 2 familiars.
If they're subject to illusions, the homunculus might not be.
I think we'll just say it
I
is.
think a homunculus.
They're kind of living. They both failed, so they both take 2 wisdom. And they both are asleep. All right, Czar. If that was Czar's spell, Czar can at least cast 7 circles.
Mm-hmm.
All right, his will save. He gets a 23 damage.
Right. 2 wisdom damage.
And his 4th save.
Yep. And he's sleepy.
15th level wizard just went to sleep.
He's gonna make even if they wake him up, he has to make a fortitude save each round.
Clawing at his face, they curl up, and all the murmuring dies down. The kobold barkers are going mad.
Boss, they'll pay attention to you now.
The cultists. Xantha. So this cultist immediately comes forward and is bowing to Agony. Tiamat's servant is here. When she falls on her face, prostrating to Agony, and oh, praise her of the 5 heads. She shall show the world what having 5 faces means.
We're gonna have a battle over the number 5. They're gonna just be so mad. 5. Yeah.
Xantha, perhaps because of the wisdom loss, or perhaps because of the chaos, has taken out what looks like a scepter and
Chosen death.
and points it forward. The scepter is oozing lava at the end of it.
Oh.
Attack! He yells in his commanding furnace face.
Fair play.
Furnace face has a 4 on the initiative. All right, kobolds and the elite guards. Well, kobolds are pretty crafty. The barker and the others, he's yelling, "Move back! Let the cult solve their own problems!"
Good job. Sonny's nodding. Yay.
They're moving back from Furnace Face. While they are cultists themselves, like they kind of mean like the humans. Let the humans fight amongst themselves.
The strongest shall be the leader.
There is a winged kobold that dips down. There are a few. There's chaos in this ranks. It just ripples throughout the camp. Yeah, they're not going to attack Agony, and they're not going to attack the cultists. This might be how leadership might be decided in some cases. It is a dragon cult after all. Chromatic dragons probably fight each other or jockey for power every once in a while. This way of doing things might not be against their faith. Also, the kobold barkers didn't want to be blamed. Sonny, chaos has erupted.
Woohoo! Hey, look it. I see a mole lying on the ground.
Hold on. There was a hostile cog had a readied action. Cog had a readied action to hit a thing. I don't think he's hitting this cultist. That's
The proselytizing.
yeah. No, that is prostrating.
That's the rest. That's the right one.
Yep. So he'll keep his readied. Thogrim is throwing down the Howie. as his ready to action. So a cannon appears out of nowhere. Papa, who shall I fire against? I think the big thing. Get the big thing. Yes, Papa, says the talking cannon. So horrible. That was Thogrim's ready to action. Widget had a ready to action that went off. Eamon drank his mutagen and had ready to attack. Barnabus, you had a ready to action?
Just start a bard song.
Okay. What form is the bard song?
As the master requires, we must take control. Destroy the opposition.
All right.
For Tiamat.
Oratory is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Are we fighting this fucking thing or what? Slake has got his ready to action cocked. All right. Sonny, what are you doing?
Hey, that Czar guy. He seems to be sleeping, and he casts some spells, and he at least can create a big mansion. And he was like hiding in a hole in the earth, so I think he should be a mole. So I'm going to turn him into a mole.
Oh.
So, yeah. Baleful Polymorph.
Okay. So is it the fort save first or the will save?
Who he fails the... Oh, give me a second.
It's the fort save.
Fort save
Fort
first.
save first.
Okay. So he still gets a fort save even though he's unconscious. Give me a second.
Yeah.
His fort save is plus 16.
Oh, he's got a good fort save. He must be a priest.
20.
Okay, you're a mole. Mole, 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 mole.
Give me a second. I will create a mole token. We can do it. Got the technology. Moles are fucking ugly.
There's some. Well, not with the one with like the tentacle mouth face thing. It's like keep your mouth closed.
Right.
When their mouth is closed, they're way prettier.
Yep.
The whole like, are you a flower or are you a little thing?
All right, he turns into a mole, a tiny mole. There you go.
Hey, how you doing, bud? And we're going to fly not in front of the furnace thing. We're gonna fly a little bit away. No. A little bit over. We'll go this way. Just don't want to be eaten by friends.
All right, the massive golem called Furnace Face can reach Agony from there. It's going to take a couple of swings.
Agony's AC is ridiculous.
It rolls a nat 1 and a 45. Agony because of the artifact he's wearing.
Has an AC of like 45. I don't think hits.
No, before spells he has an AC of 56.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't cast my spells. What are you talking about?
No, it's just the presence of the dragon cult mask. The golem swings a couple of times. It's Agony did dodge, but it just looks like he didn't. He just
roll
stood
that
there.
one again and see what happens.
Miss, yes. Off balance. DC 20 dexterity for the golem. I don't even know if it has a positive modifier. Let's go to +0. All right. It loses basically 1 or 2 actions by that. It loses 2 of its next action. So it spent a full round action doing its full round natural attacks.
Yep.
Next round, it's -2 actions. So it's off kilter.
Like way overextended.
Yeah, it's way overextended. It's trying to regain its footing. Off balance should be like a condition. It should be like half of prone or something like that. Like
Flat-footed, maybe.
Yeah.
Like that might be what flat-footed is.
Yeah. Cog. Guess it's time to get into it, he says. Cog rolls forth. I have no idea what Cog's
Attack would be
attack
against the
routine
golem.
is. Yeah.
He's not going to choose to do non-lethal to the golem, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because every once in a while, you slap something. I slapped the vampire for non-lethal damage.
Yes.
All right. Let me sort this out. 28.
It's 28s plus bonuses. So
Yep.
there's a haste and a bard song going. So is that what, +5?
Yep. So 33. So
Plus maybe a mutagen. 52 and 49. Are
think that
his
hit.
are his fists adamantine?
His fists are.
I
His
don't
wraps are
think
+5, so yes.
Okay. He doesn't do cold or fire damage to this thing. So I think he's just doing regular damage.
Okay. Would be 2d10 plus. Shit. 6 plus dex is 17. 2d10 plus 17 plus bard song, so 2d10 plus 21.
So 4d10 plus 20.
Plus 2 for the mutagen, or plus 3 for the mutagen.
Okay, so plus another 6.
Yep.
He does about
Is it-
65 damage to the golem. He begins hitting it with flurries, and then he moves so he can flurry again.
Yep.
He's got enough monk levels to flurry twice. Striking the golem twice again
Yep.
for another. What did he roll last time?
2d10 plus 21, or 2d10 plus 20, or 2d10 plus 24 per hit.
All right, he does another 65 damage, 130 damage.
Okay.
This thing. Cog is fast enough to avoid any of the heat that is rolling off of it. Although the heat,
Resist fire.
yeah, no, the heat is being channeled through the golem's fists
Ooh.
and into the compartment that is sort of opening up, like ready to shove someone
To
inside.
consume.
Yep. Brenos. Oh no.
What do these kobolds think about life?
These kobolds they have their weapons out. They are gnashing their teeth and hunkered down, and they seem to be listening to the barkers.
Okay. Brenos is going to, well, there's one guy who's like, I don't want to sleep, I want to play. So Brenos is going to help him sleep. So we're going to,
Oh, this guy in the back.
we're going to use our dimensional hop. We're going to hop behind him. And we're going to rage and blast him into another universe.
This little angry kobold flips behind him, has a shovel in his hands, and is going to start beating the leader of the mining operations effectively with a shovel.
God. Kobold uprising. Right, we'll see what happens.
There are probably hundreds of kobolds that aren't part of the leadership cast and warrior cast that are watching this.
Oh yes. We're going to. We will Bane human because that feels good, and then whack him a couple of times.
Okay.
So, all right. The excuse me. We don't have a luck bonus. We do have this bonus, that bonus, and haste. The weapon is +8, and then we have actually the weapon is +12. It's my +12 shovel of thumping.
It's actually the quasi artifact silver blade, but
it is the quasi artifact silver
Yeah.
blade. It's just funny to thought a guy. It's making me smile with a rather stupid fashion of hee hee hee. All right.
I'll just roll the will save of the wizard to see if he thinks he's a mole.
He was asleep.
Oh, that's right. He fails his will save.
He
So
thinks
he's
a
a
mole.
sleeping mole.
Let sleeping moles lie, I think is how that saying goes.
I don't think that's the saying, but sure.
No. Tomato, tomato. All right. 1d20 plus 50. AC 55.
Yeah, the wizard that didn't have a chance to put up any of his defensive spells is just getting spanked by the artifact blade.
65 damage.
Is it real damage or non-lethal?
Oh no, it's real damage.
Okay. He needs to make a fort save or die. He doesn't have a plus 15 on his fort save when he doesn't have all of his gear on.
He didn't want to get his robe sticky. Or his cloak sticky.
Yeah, the half-naked wizard, massive gash down his back from the from the shovel. He's bloodied.
Okay, I will intimidate as a free action as part of that. Just to demoralize him. I'm going to make him run away. 44, 20 plus 44 plus 3 plus 6 plus 4, I think. Technically, I am smaller than him because of the illusion, or he thinks he's smaller than me, so I think I lose 5. 67 on the intimidate check.
The DC is 10 plus hit dice plus wisdom modifier.
The DC is 10 plus hit dice plus wisdom modifier, yeah. And then it gets to add like fighter stuff to it.
18.
Okay, so I beat it by a lots. He gets to make a will save. To not be panicked.
Oh, no, sorry. This one is DC 23.
Okay, so
Still beat it by lots.
yeah. So he makes will save versus panic.
16.
Okay, he is panicked for D4 rounds. So for 2 rounds, oops, sorry, I have the wrong.
We haven't found it yet. We haven't found it yet.
Yeah, he's panicked for 1 round and then shaken for the rest. Next level.
We're making progress. We're making progress.
There we go. He's gonna run away. He's gonna drop his rod and run away.
Thogrim aims and fires a vital strike at Furnace Face. Howie then reloads and fires.
Does Thogrim want to keep Furnace Face?
I have no idea.
Because
It's not here.
we're gonna have the control item here in a second. Like this on his initiative pip, he's gonna drop that control rod.
Oh, because he's panicked.
Yep.
I think he'll fire one. He's
He's gonna light him up once just to let him know he's there. Because if he can't handle one, then he's not really worthy of. It'll give him something to do in the downtime, fixing the fucking golem.
All right, he does 50 adamantine damage to the golem. Master, shall I fire again? No, Barnabus, grab the stick. I want it. Quintessa. Oh, did we lose a mark?
me, I lost him for a moment, and then he came back. But I don't know if he's really back. Oh,
I'm back.
Okay.
slippery
Quintessa.
internet.
I did lose the connection to the server though, so I'm just rebooting that.
Quintessa, do you have any? Most people are sleeping, scared, or foible.
Yeah, it's
There's one guy who's panicking, and there's one cultist that's bowing to Agony, and then there's this big golem that looks like...
yeah. She doesn't want the cultists to run away and get away. Which
There's
he probably
also
won't
the.
anyway, because Brenos is going to just cut him down on his way out.
He also is under the effect of the he thinks his guts are falling out, so he's probably just going to pass out. He's going to pee himself and pass out.
Yeah, so I think that's okay. She'll just go. Just move her up. She'll face tank the golem to make sure it doesn't get near anybody.
Okay, the golem will take an AOO.
Yeah, go ahead.
Currently have 0 characters who could even consider that sort of tactic.
AC 45. Big hammer, lava hammer hand comes down, hits the earth. Quintessa just hopped out of the way off to the side, avoiding even the splashes from the lava. The belly mouth is completely open and ready to shove medium or small creatures inside. Widget. The coup is happening.
Okay. Widget doesn't like.
This guy needs to make a saving throw on your spell again, or is it on
They
his
say
turn?
I think it's on the start of his turn. I think you shouldn't have to save twice initially. So
Okay.
you know what I mean. So it'd be on the start of his turn, or we can make it on Widget's turn. I don't really care. So Widget will. This seems pretty well in hand. Widget doesn't like being visible, so Widget will.
Well, he's gone since Widget.
Right, so on his next turn. That because I don't all the spells where you save and then at the start of your turn you make a save.
Yeah.
That sucks. I
Okay.
don't like that mechanic. So on his turn again he'd save. Like on his next action, I think is how it should work. Widget doesn't like being seen, so he's gonna turn himself invisible. And is going to watch over things.
Eamon?
Eamon. Oh, I gotta fucking.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now.
Eamon's going to push Barnabus behind him so that he's between the Kobold troop and Barnabus.
Yeah, just in case they get wily.
Kind of swaps squares with him.
Which map were we on?
Open pit mine.
Open pit mine.
Here, I can force you guys there.
There we go. Thank you.
So he does a swap with Barnabas.
Yeah, that sounds good. He'll ready an action to attack if anything comes near.
Yeah, it's probably 2 actions to move a
something.
guy and take a spot. And then he's got a ready action to hit something if they come
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
How dare you attack me? Do you not see what I wear? This is Agony. He's going to fly up and around and over the golem to land next to Brenos.
Just breathe on him. It's a breath weapon moment, I say.
Yeah, I think he's going to hang over him a little bit in the air and just breathe directly down. The might of Tiamat shines through my scales. He unhinges his jaw and just this torrent of acid.
Sonny says in Alphasian to himself, "Oh, he's a method actor."
Agony's breath weapon is 15d6 DC 26. Alright, does 66 damage.
Oh,
And
that's not good.
That wizard has a reflex save of +9.
Save or die.
Nope.
Die.
He is reduced to a puddle. His face is actually melting, and it's sort of a Temple of Doom situation going on here. The eyeballs left looking very shocked, and then they melt into the skull. And
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Sorry, yeah, yeah. Temple of Doom is the one where they're saving the kids. All right. Agony then drops to the ground.
Just a quick aside. My copy of Temple of Doom when I was a kid stopped working at the bridge scene when Indy cuts the thing and the bridge falls. So for me, it would be cut the rope, the bridge started falling, and then movie over.
My version of Star Wars on VHS, I know we're dating ourselves, when the princess, it cut off when the princess was about to be tortured by the robot, and then I missed a bunch of shit where they're running around on the ship.
The whole escape scene?
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's a huge gap in
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
I hated that movie for a long time as a kid because it ended, like, for me, it ended at Luke hanging from the bottom of the Bespin gas station, crying out in pain.
The gas station.
And that's it. Like, they didn't save him. He was just there, crying in pain. And this is how Star Wars ended when I was 8.
Oh no! It was already a downer movie to not like see them at least fly away.
The hope at the end. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. VHS.
yeah.
It's
It was taped off of TV. Like
that was the problem. Exactly.
Star Wars was on TV, so there's full of commercials and
it was commercials, and the tape ran out while they were filming it. So it's just, this is what we have. Oh, but there's toaster strudels ads in there.
Barnabas.
All right, Barnabas. Everybody else is just sleeping, huh?
Yeah, they screamed about their faces were melting and clutching their eyes, and then they fell over. No, this one lady is awake.
Yep.
I don't think I need to do nothing. I think things are well in hand.
Okay, you have to convince Slake not to go and destroy the golem. Come on! Oh no, all right, I got this, says Thogrim. And at the end of the round, you can see some of the kobold crowds are parting as there's somebody important that is marching forward. You can hear a hiss a sibilant hiss in Draconic, saying, "What is going on here? What is the meaning of this?"
Okay, so maybe he needs a spell.
Who's got the verve? Oh, it's like the pinhead version of a kobold. Hellraiser kobold.
It's this kobold right here.
Yeah.
Pushing his way forward. Agony picks up the rod and says in Draconic, "Stop." The furnace face is stopped. I think we're out of combat. The creature's not casting spells, he's just moving forward.
Brenos is just going to pick up Sonny's new mole friend.
Okay.
who also has a bunch of treasure because he had all his combat gear on him.
What is the meaning of this? In the name of she.
The kobold priests are pointing at Agony. Agony has now trained his lucerne hammer. Like he's measuring it.
Okay.
Your lack of progress is unacceptable.
He coup de grace the wizard.
Oh.
What is it? Resmir?
No, Resmir is dead. I am Agony of Coals.
Agony-of-Acid.
Turn to Agony-of-Acid. I am the bearer of the mask of Tiamat.
Yes. Yes, you are. Why are you here killing
wizards.
Your progress is unacceptable. You have 2 hours to bring before me all of the proceeds of your hard work here at the mine.
We will bring to you what we have.
That was a weird way of phrasing it. Sunny is going to...
Agony, like his robe furls as he turns and he marches over to your companions.
We will wait here. Go.
Sunny's going to just land on Barnabas's hat, and it's like, you should probably ask for, like, an inventory, manifest, you know.
I don't.
What are you standing around here for? Back to work!
And you could notice that kobold is definitely in charge. He's wearing some spiky hat, and many of the red-scaled kobolds seem to almost fear him.
Does he have any weapons?
He has like a small kukri at his side.
Does he have any spell pouches?
He has a very ostentatious-looking proper holy symbol of Tiamat. And he does have some spell component pouches. He looks back at the group of you. This guy might be able to see through your illusion.
That would be bad.
Well, for him.
Not with a 2. For now, Ruse seems to be safe, and he goes barking. How long are these people out?
So, give me a second. So at least 1 round per level, so at least 19 rounds.
Okay. Agony strides forward and gives Thogrim the rod.
It's like, maybe you should go for a run.
Squashing kobolds?
No, sleeping elite.
I hear somebody say there were wizards.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're wizards, spellbearers, what's called.
Okay. Slake begins to menacingly approach the wizards that are sleeping. Wait! This one cultist runs up to Agony and is begging at his hems, the hems of his
Did
robe.
she touch him?
Well, she fell down and is like,
Okay.
yeah, she's touching his robes. Wait!
She gets a boot to the face from Quintessa.
We will follow you. You are aware of the mask. There's no need to kill my brothers and sisters. They will follow.
That's really Agony's choice.
Yeah, it's... None of
We're
us...
we're on the incidental Agony quest. Sunny thinks you should keep them alive.
I'm not going to be able to stop him.
Wish you could dismiss the spell, which would let them at least wake up.
You can live.
Is what Agony says.
Right?
Slake
Makes grapes. Or makes wine from the grapes that are the wizards.
Fuck you, wizards! Fuck you, dragon wizards! And fuck you! How about you? How do you like my foot?
Worshipping a chaotic god. And these
He
are
picks up one wizard, it kind of wakes up, and he breaks his back over his knee and sends him flying. kicking and stomping others. Picks up 2 of them and just smushes them together a bunch of times. They wake up screaming, and the 7 hit die wizards are no match for sleeping wizards are no match for 15th level Slake. He takes the pseudo dragon and basically chucks it off a cliff somewhere. It rolls off and probably wakes up with some damage. Bereft a master. I don't know if any of you have good in your alignment, but Agony seems to be maybe only part acting now.
No good in my alignment on my guys, so
We don't have good people in this party.
we lean the other way, if anything.
Oh, the party does lean the other way, but it's...
Yes, I mean that's what I mean.
got
As a party,
So, Brenos has his soul taint, or whatever, currently leans strongly good and lawful, but we're trying to fix that a little bit.
Yep. Brennis is also called out to a chaotic god today.
Chaotic
neutral
god.
Interesting.
A chaotic neutral god of go away hierarchy. Oh.
What is your name?
Tina. Tina of Tiamat.
Report.
I've been working very hard since the discovery of some of the spilled artifacts from Kurtulmak's bag.
Go on.
What have you found?
Nothing since our last...
She seems a little confused.
Since our last shipment.
I have not seen the other wearers of the masks. I have not seen what you have sent them.
Oh, we know it is truly Kurtulmak's bag. We tortured many priests of Kurtulmak. It was indeed his handbag that was sent hurtling from Amalgamons. It landed somewhere here. We believe that some of his prized possessions spilled from the bag. We have yet to find the bag itself. We found one of the coins of Seizenjak, the great green dragon from the time of dragons. We hope to find others. He was known to carry a handful of them.
What else is in the bag?
We don't know. But we think Kurtulmak kept many of his prized possessions there.
That is all we seek here.
There may have been a small piece of him, perhaps his hand, that held the bag. What contents are in a god's bag? This is a truly momentous thing. I look forward to serving you for many years, wearer of the mask. You've proven your might.
She looks over at the dead wizards and the placated
Slake
golem.
having a cigarette.
No, Slake's pulling teeth.
Come now.
Bunch of wizard teeth.
They're not real kills, though. Was this really a kill? Alright. He can make his wizard teeth chest set. That's fine.
And the kobold.
Oh no. Xerath is a very powerful priest of Tiamat.